Good morning, good morning, good morning, friends. Welcome to the Fibre Friends podcast. I'm Cheryl from My Needle Crafts,
Hi, everybody. I'm Louise from Wildflower Wool.
and we're knitting on Christmas, anything Christmas themed this month's challenge.
That's right. What
I
have you
saw I
done?
saw you put Christmas balls in the title for today's live. Sorry, I'm just trying to find YouTube so I can catch comments.
Yes,
Trying to find it.
mine. Oh, oh, there we are. Good morning, everybody. Okay, I've got comments up here now too. Oh my gosh, look at yours.
I made a ball. Funny story.
All right.
So you ready for the lowdown on my ball? Did you make your ball? She did. Yay. So I bought a pattern. Oh crap. Did I leave it in the other room? I did. Hold on one sec. Hold on. Hold on. Because I got a pattern.
All right. Yeah, I want the whole details. I actually made two.
You
Mine,
did two?
I have two. This one here,
Guess what? I
totally.
have two.
All right. What pattern did you use? Good morning, everybody.
I went and bought this one.
Oh, yes. I've heard people
So like there's so many of them. The knitting tutor, Stacy Lewis on Ravelry. So I got, 12 more days of baubles. And I got part one, two, and three. Like I bought the whole thing because I don't know. I should have printed it in color because it's really hard to see on my little black and whites what they look like when they're done. So I keep having to go look on my phone to see, what the
like
pattern is.
I like wanting to point. I'm like, oh, I like that one.
I know the cable ones are really cool. The color work ones are cool too, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
So my hope was that I know there's a lot of weird light here. Can you see? Oh, there we go. You can see some cable.
Yeah. See the cable?
Um, I went and bought the 2.5 inch balls, which is what the pattern calls for.
So, okay,
And
hold on for 1 second. How do you get, they call it 2.5? That's what I thought they were called too, but how do you get 2.5 inches? Is that like this?
it's probably this.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Because it's not
not
around,
around, not the
but it's
circumference.
like high.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Look what I happen to have sitting right here.
A ruler. I can lay mine on my desk.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably
Oh, I
kind of
think mine are
close.
closer to 3 inches.
It is. Or I have a tape measure. Let's try that. Because I heard some chatting in like another Facebook group. I think it was a circular knitting one. Oh my gosh, yeah. If you kind of go this to this, it's like 4 inches.
Yeah, no, it'll be like just flat, like
This
see ear to here. That measurement right across there will be 3 inches on mine.
okay.
Like if you laid it on the table, the measuring tape on the table, and then sat the ball down over it and looked straight down, it would measure, you would see 3 inches across
That seems complicated. Why can't you just measure it around?
because that's not what they do. Anyways, well,
Okay, so
that makes a whole lot more sense now why I was having issues with the pattern. The pattern calls for a plastic ornament 2.25 to 2.63 inches or 67 millimeter diameter. That's not the circumference. The diameter is the measurement across the center.
and that works. I did exactly what you said. Put the tape measure down.
Yeah.
set the ball on top of it and it
And
measures.
look straight down, 3 inches.
Yeah, about 2.5.
Oh, really? Did you get your balls at Michael's?
I did. Yeah, no, this one's definitely, yeah, 2.5. It's 2.5.
Really?
Yeah. We're never gonna get to talk about the knitting. It's all about the measuring the ball.
Mine is seriously like almost right on 3 inches. Anyways, so I knit the first one and it says, a 2 1/4, 2.25 millimeter. And I knit this. And of course, I use the yarn that we got
Oh, yeah, yeah.
at the Thoughtful Artisan Christmas get together that was in our little kits. And it's a very, very fine fingering, like very fine fingering. It's a 4-ply. Yeah. Anyways, so that's what I did the first one out of. Well, there was no way it was fitting on the ball. So like I followed
Oops, runaway ball.
runaway ball. So this is blowing out. You can't see very easily. But my pattern starts way up here. And I got to right here was the end of the pattern. You can see that kind of.
Yeah.
And then I had to knit a whole bunch of rows. So the bottom of my ball is plain just to get it long enough
To fit on the ball.
to close it up.
Mm.
So, I thought I'd get really smart for the next one. I went up, instead of doing a 2 1/4, I went up to a 2.5 needle. And I thought, oh, I'll do the color work one next. This ball is, so I got it all done to here. And so I went up a needle size and I added like 2 rows at the top just in case things didn't work out. So it would be in the middle. Well,
Right.
I got to the bottom and it was ginormous. This ball is not the same as this ball.
Oh, no, that's definitely different.
So the plastic ball I used in this was I had bought at the Thoughtful Artisan. She had ornaments there that you break apart and they had a whole bunch of minis and stuff in them.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
That's this ball.
So that one fit inside what you.
Yeah.
Well,
So
good job
this
you had
ball,
multiple size plastic balls lying around.
this ball is probably 3 1/4. Definitely bigger than the other one.
Okay. Well,
So,
Jude, I can't. This Jude's comment here even makes my head hurt just reading it.
oh, I didn't even get to that far yet.
Because round is 2 pi radius, and you will be given 2r or the diameter maths. I'm like, oh my God. Pi, like that's like what grade math was that? I zoned out in that class. I did
I don't know, but seriously, when I do a bag that has a round bottom and I want to make any adjustments, I have to know how to do that math
Ah,
because I need to know how big to cut out my circle for the bottom to fit how big I want it to be, right?
there you go. So
So I had to go and do myself a little bit of upgraded math reminding.
it's gonna say I'm having flashbacks to high school math class where you're like learning all this, yeah, pi, blah, blah, blah stuff. Oh my gosh. And you're like, when will I ever use this in real life? Well,
Yep, all the time. See?
apparently, when you're knitting balls.
Yeah. So this is my mathing for, sewing.
Oh my gosh. Well, see,
Yeah. I had to write down what pi was so I would remember.
if the math teacher had have used these examples, maybe I would have paid a little bit more attention.
So, like in grade 11 math, when we're learning how to do math with circles and they told you it would have been to do with the knitting back then, you still wouldn't have been like, I'm not knitting.
I know, probably not. It makes total sense now if you be
It
like, oh, well,
totally
you just
does.
figure out. I'm like, well,
And
that
yep,
I will use in my
it
real
says
life.
also making circle skirts. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jude, I'm glad you understand it all.
She had to do that math this week too. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm just gonna go, this is a bigger ball, this is a medium-sized ball, and this is a large one. That's all I need.
Well, I was just like, what the heck, man? So anyway, I had gone up a needle size and it's the same yarn as the red stuff.
So just
And I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? And my only thought is that I must knit color work a lot looser than I knit regular.
which is unusual because most people are the opposite.
Yeah, I'm not. I never go up a needle size for color work, like in regular knitting. I even tried to steam it with the iron really hot to see if I get it to shrink a little bit, but it did block out nicely.
Well, it looks perfect on that ball. Looks nice.
Yeah, so I have that little ball and I got the red little ball.
Lovely. Well, my story about my balls isn't
Oh,
near as exciting as
I have ends.
so okay, so
Random pieces of yarn.
are you going to do more balls from that pattern?
I am doing more balls.
And how have did you change your needle size to like a bigger, a larger row gauge? Or are you,
I
because you've got more of the smaller balls then, right? Because you bought a whole
Oh,
package
I
of,
got a whole 24 of them, box of 24.
so are you
Yes.
going to add just the pattern so you have pattern all the way top to bottom, or change your needle size?
No, I'm sticking with the 2.5s and I am using magic loop instead of DPNs
Okay.
because I was using DPNs and I thought this is too much. This is too much. Too much.
Too fiddly?
So I switched to the, because really you don't have to fit around anything till you're almost at the end, right? So it's just knit back and forth or round and round, whatever. So I switched to yes, Diane's the same. Sorry, I'm reading and thinking and talking at the same time.
I
Um I switched to Magic Loop. I added one round extra at the top and did the other, I did one more. I can't show it. The I think I added like a couple extra rows in the pattern, but yeah, they're turning out perfect now.
okay. Perfect. Well,
Yeah.
they look wonderful. I want to do a little fancier ones, but because I was on a mission to get this finished, I I cranked my balls instead of hand knitting them.
I was thinking about doing that, but they wouldn't be, you can't do decreases and increases on the sock machine. So
Oh, well, I didn't either. Mine's just a tube, and oh, I actually wove in. So
so
I
did you just pull it up around the top and bottom?
yeah,
Yeah.
just a tube. So this
Oh,
I
I
did,
see the bottom. Yeah.
yeah. And this one here, I actually ended up cutting. Oh, there's Carol. Hi, Carol. Carol was there. This was Carol's idea. So I had just looked on, I mean, there's a bazillion, well, not a bazillion, but there's three, four, five circular knitting machine Facebook groups that I joined.
Yeah,
And
I'm on a couple too.
yeah. And they're fun, right? And so people have been knitting these, and somebody had done some balls that looked really cute, and obviously she used finer yarn. She maybe used a DK yarn, and I used a worsted because in those machines you can only use a worsted, and even
Yeah.
this is I'm not sure if this is Red Heart Super Saver or this is the Loops and Threads, whatever the kind of like their craft yarn is. Not impeccable, but anyways, it's a little heavier and it's stiff. You know how red heart yarn is kind of it's
Yeah,
solid, right? Which is good for
yeah,
something. In the knitting machine, that's not always the best.
no,
And this cranked it, but it wasn't really happy about doing it, but it did it. Had to do
yeah,
it really slow. And the person who I'd seen their balls, she had just said she had done 70 rows and then she doubled it. That should have been my first clue. But even usually worsted weight on those crank machines is very, very loose gauge. So you need to double it. That's why when you see all the hats that are at
yeah, they're all double thickness.
yeah, they're double
Yeah,
thickness because they'd be too loose if you didn't. So anyway, so I did this double thickness. That's why I did it 70 rounds. And then when I took it off the machine, I'm like, whoa, this is like way too big. And I put one ball in and I still had a whole half a tube. And Carol's like, stick another ball in there. So I put two balls in and it fit perfect. And so then I just picked up stitches and then cut it. So I have to do a little bit of sewing in ends and stuff here, but it worked perfect.
right on.
So then you just, yeah, just snug it up. And the top is the same. So it's just a tube and pull both ends closed.
Fun.
Really, really easy, but I actually like how it looks. Just anyway, it's pretty. There was some
Yeah.
talk about potentially duplicate stitching or embroidering on there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be fun. But I don't know. My plan is tomorrow to do a few more hand knit. I do want to hand knit some, but I may
Yeah,
crank too because they are really, really quick if you have the right yarn. I don't
yeah.
think a whole bunch more using this yarn. I think I'll hand knit this yarn, but
When
maybe
you use the knitting machine you have, do you have to use waste yarn at the beginning and end?
I no, not for this. I didn't. For some projects, what did I do? The cowls, I did that, but I didn't for this.
So it doesn't, like when you take it off the machine, it doesn't like pull out or anything. I guess it's pretty sturdy yarn. So
Yeah, this yarn was fine.
yeah, I can never do that on the sock machine. It would unravel faster, well, because it's stretched out and stretched down.
The only time I've done the waste yarn on that machine was when I wanted, now I'm thinking about it, it wasn't the cowl, it was the scarf when I wanted to sew the ends or like crochet the ends together so the tube
Mhm.
wasn't open. So then you just had put some waste yarn at the beginning and the end. So then you can take it off, or when you take it off the machine, it doesn't, your actual work doesn't unravel. You've got about 10 rounds of waste
Yeah.
and you can
Mary Ann just was thinking the same thing I was when you said put another ball in it. You could crank white and make a snowman.
yes, yes, you're absolutely right, Marianne. And that could happen as
That
well.
would be fun.
It would be fun. Yeah, it is.
I
It's
never I
the
never looked at these balls to see what's under the cap because
I
you would have to, well, there's not too much of a neck on them
no.
because
Yeah.
you would have to take
Oh
I'm
yeah.
assuming you have the same balls I have for my
Yeah.
balls.
Could take that off.
Yeah. And you
Then
could just cut around it with an X-Acto knife to take that neck off and then it would sit flat with the other one.
yeah,
Or if you had two different size balls,
that would be even better.
you
Which,
know,
guess what? I do.
you have more than one size, of
I
course you
sure
do.
do. Yeah, I know. I think this will be fun just to keep working away on these for the next couple weeks, even after Christmas, right? That week between Christmas and New Year's is always kind of a relaxing week. It's a good crafting, puzzle making kind of week, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh yeah, a couple people said, oh, Jude says I go up yarn weight and needle size to get gauge. Oh, and knit inside out. I have color work issues. Well,
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I actually have tried like doing socks color work. I knit them inside out and did find that I get a nicer, um, just a much nicer, result if I knit on, we're on the inside and the floats are around the outside for the socks. If I do another color work one like this, I think I might do it that way because I did this on DPNs and oh my gosh, what a pain in the butt. That's probably part of why it's so loose as well, because I can't keep everything tight enough on DPNs.
Well, it looks lovely. You did a great job on it.
Thanks. I'm not sure that I love the knit front back increases. I don't know. Maybe
I think it just adds a little bit of texture to
a
it.
little interest. Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I get you can easily switch that out if you don't like it.
Yeah.
But no, I like it. I like how it adds to it. Ooh, where are you flying to? Getting ready for a plane flight. Are you all done school and now feeling like Christmas break now? Struggling to knit my fingering weight doodle knits. Oh, Diane knits socks inside out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find my floats are better that way as well.
Yeah. So what's the update? I see you're doing ribbing.
I am. I'm just thinking that I'm not quite there apparently.
Couple more rows.
Couple more rows. I'm gonna cast off just as yeah, a couple more rows and cast off and it should be good. I mean,
There you go. And then you just have to sew up the sides.
yeah, yeah. So
She'll be all ready for, I thought maybe you might join in and be wearing it this morning, but
that was the plan on Thursday. I saw Carol in person on Thursday and she brought her shrug for me to try on. Did you see
huh.
her post in the Facebook group? Hers was the black and it was black and
I
white, but
did see it earlier this week.
yeah, black and um the scarfy yarn from Michael's. Michael sells that and it turned out so nice. It has got such a beautiful drape to it. So I was comparing widthwise and lengthwise to mine, and mine's just a smidgen bit I said not I don't want to say shorter, but not quite as wide. But
Oh, okay.
almost. And Carol did hers. What did we decide? It was 34, about 34, 35 inches. And I was going to go 36. And I don't know. I think I might have gone 36. I might have got carried away and did a couple more stockinette, right? Just back and forth, back and
Yeah.
forth. And I was at Mark's house spinning yesterday, and I brought it with me because I wasn't 100% sure my wheel was going to cooperate with me yesterday. And I thought if I end up not being able to spin, I could work on this. But I ended up we got the wheel working, and I actually spun fiber that like ended up looking like real potentially usable yarn. So that was very exciting. So I tried this on, well, tried it on, draped it around, and Marg and I were looking at it and we're like, I was ready to do the ribbing.
Right
And
on.
so we'll see how it looks. This is kind of my prototype. I kept talking about, trying to come up with a formula for what your body measurements are as opposed to what like a shrug measurement should be. So this is my educated guess. And I think it's going to be okay. It might be maybe a smidge long, but it'll be fine. Or maybe I should just not do the next couple rows of ribbing. Maybe that would help. I don't know.
Well, it has to match the back, right?
Well, should it
Well,
should.
because you are sewing them together, right? Like they meet, the ribbing meets, does it not?
But who's gonna look that close?
I will.
Every time I wear it, you'll be like, oh, if
Let me
only.
see that ribbing, Louise.
Oh, well, I'll do a couple more rows. Yes. Oh, Nikki. Hey, Nikki. Yes, I know. Oh my, you guys. You wait for next year. Spinning is going to be.
You're thinking you like it now?
Oh, well, I've known I've always liked it, and but yes, I'm definitely like I just want to spin everything.
I want to spin everything.
Yep. So I kind of decided that. Well, I have that whole fleece, or no, it's not. It's a half a fleece, I guess. That I have to spin. So I want to spin
That's
it.
the brown that you got from
Mhm.
beside me at Willstock. Nice.
So my plan is for that. Apparently, somebody who's knows more about spinning, my friend Renee, told me that I really should wash it all again. Um, so I have to figure out how to do that. And then I want to spin it all and knit it and be able to wear the shawl to Woolstock next year.
Because it was only like 150 grams or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, it wasn't a full.
It wasn't a terrible
It
lot.
should. Yeah, it
You
should.
could mix it with something else too,
I
if
could.
you
No,
wanted
it
to.
must be more. It must be more than 150. Because Linda thought that it might spin up into 4 balls.
Oh, I thought I remembered 100 and something.
Um, yeah, I'd have to weigh. I can't
Because
remember.
I was surprised that it was as little grams as it is. Like I
Um,
thought because the bag's so big, it looks like more, but you
it
know.
does. So who knows? Well, I don't know what it's going to end up at, but I'm figuring I'm going to do a triangle shawl. So it will just be
Yeah.
whatever it is. I have no idea, but that's my plan. Wash it and spin it, knit it, and wear it
Yeah.
by
I
October.
I have seen a couple of small spinning wheels on Marketplace recently that
Yeah.
I really was like, but good price, like 500 bucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I just can't right now. I just
Well,
can't do it.
I right now I'm using my aunt's old. It's a traditional Ashford, and it yeah, I've got seem to have it working. I had a little Marg is here, so I said Marg, I had a little trouble. I came home last night and yeah, I had to do all the fiddling again, for the tension and everything on it, but I did get it working again. So this has just been a lot of practice for me. Um, Figuring out the tension. Before I had just all that stuff just kind of scared me, right? I just wanted to set it in one spot and just spin and never ever touch it again. Well, of course, that's not realistic.
That really sounds like you.
But no, but I am getting a whole lot more comfortable turning all the knobs and tensioning and loosening and so yeah, now I'm not scared of it anymore. Oh, okay, Mark's got some stuff here. So she said her bag of roving from Lickety Split Farm was 350 grams and probably half that weight. I thought yours was more like 2 pounds. Yes, I think you're right. I think it was in pounds. Oh my gosh. I don't know. This is all still so new to me. I can't remember what I even have. But it should come out as a large shawl is what I'm thinking. But I don't know. By the time you apply it, I don't know. Stay tuned. Come back in October, and I'll probably be knitting it the morning before Woolstock or something. But anyways, I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of spinning. I already thought I've kind of decided next year has to be like a stash knitting year for me. And like, I'm not going to say something silly like never, like not buy yarn because that's
Yeah,
silly.
but you can say that you really want to work on your stash.
Yes.
So that doesn't exclude anything else. That's just your direction is the stash.
And I tried to do a fair amount of stash knitting this year because the last half of the year I didn't really buy a whole lot of yarn. I tried to be really good, but I do need to, I have to reduce like a room full of yarn in a year. Is that possible? No. Jude says, do not hoard the hand spun. Well, Jude, this is my thought. This coming year, if I can make a dent in some of my stash yarn, then the following year, I thought, wouldn't it be fun to only knit with hand spun? I could buy all the fiber and spin it and just knit from hand spun the following year. I think that would be a fun challenge. But you're right. I know I'm sure probably a lot of people will spin and then think the yarn is too good to use. I don't know. Do people do that? I know Nikki's a spinner. Marg, Jen, you spin as well, don't you? Any other spinners here? Or maybe that's not. Maybe that's just something that I think. Maybe people are just so excited they spin their hand spun. Is that? And then you're just super excited to knit it.
Yeah, I would be.
Yeah. I think you should just use it, not think it's too good.
For sure.
Because that's when you think of the history of it, that's you spun it to use it because that's what you had.
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking through my stash a little bit last night because I was looking for something that I found. And every time I get the one bin out, am like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting about this. And oh, I keep forgetting about that. And oh yeah, I have that. And it's like, oh, then I get all excited again all over because, I forget what I have.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, hi, Cindy. Welcome, welcome. So, what else? California. Oh, Alyssa's going to California, San Jose, so just south of San Francisco. That just sounds warm. Really struggling with the yarn palette. Oh, doesn't agree with you. Over diet. That's my suggestion to that. Elena, hello. Oh, old
Mhm.
stash. Current goal is to use old stash and hand spun.
Sounds like a good goal to me.
Sounds good. I know. I think most people come this time of year, do most knitters start thinking about using their stash next year? You look
Uh,
back and see how I know buying yarn, you can just accumulate yarn so much faster than you can actually knit it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, yep. I think
I don't think I bought any yarn at any of the shows this year. Oh no, I lie. I bought my one skein of sock yarn.
yeah.
Speaking of, do you want to see my sock?
Yeah, yeah,
I should put it on a blocker because I have one.
yeah. You should. It looks pretty. This is the Christmas yarn, right?
There you go, looking at my butt.
Oh, Mark says, I want to spin to the weight of the yarn that a particular project calls for. So picking pattern before I spin. Oh, Mark, that
She's getting brave.
that sounds hard. I just want to spin and end up with whatever I have and then, I don't know, make a bazillion hats or something. Try to spin enough for a sweater. Yikes.
There's my sock.
Look at how pretty that is.
And it is sparkly. Oh, there you can see it.
Yeah, I can totally see it.
This is the new colorway from Yorkshire Spinners this year. Now I forget what it's called, Yuletide.
I like that.
Yeah, it's oranges and golds and like an orangey red. Yeah, like an orangey red, rust and a gold, and then the green and natural, of
Yeah.
course.
And
That's
what did you say it
very
was
different.
called? Yuletide?
Yuletide. Yeah, it's very different, but I like it.
Yeah. No, I like the colors. It reminds me of like a cabin in the woods, sitting in
Mhm.
front of a fireplace or something.
Oh, and I started my second sock. I'm hoping to have these done by Christmas. And they're going to be a matchy pair.
Ooh, look at that. Did you have to pull out a lot of yarn to get back to?
Mm-mm. No, just this much.
Oh, not bad at all.
And then I had to rip out a little bit of green because, there's only a smidge of green showing at the bottom. So I had to take out a little bit of it.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah,
perfect. Perfect.
that was it.
Not even enough to do a little mitered square or anything, it looks like.
No, I know when I was doing the top, I knew I wanted to cast off on a green. And of course, there's not quite enough for a cast off.
Can you duplicate stitch over that?
I don't care. Nobody's going to look at it.
No.
But it
Oh,
worked. I knew it worked out that my first color had to be the orange. So I'm like, oh, I only have to rip out the yellow or the
mm,
gold. So thin
well,
stripes.
well done.
Yay.
And
One
what did you
done.
do for your heel?
I do the faux heel flap and gusset because I knit toe up.
Hmm.
This is my go-to when I'm hand knitting. And I've talked about it before, and I'm pretty sure that I posted a link in the Facebook group quite a while ago. Probably if you search in the group for faux heel flap,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
can
Right.
probably find it. Yeah.
It looks wonderful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it.
Oh, so Alyssa's saying that it does probably lowest low 30s and 50s. So you do need like a hand knit sweater. Oh, Carol likes your sock.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like it.
So
Thank you.
how is your gift knitting coming?
My gift knitting. Oh, excuse me, I got frog again today. It's the morning, you know, the morning congestion.
Mhm.
Um, I have not knit any of my crank socks that I need to make. That is my goal this week.
Okay.
Probably, maybe later today, I'll wind up some yarn.
Yeah. Good.
I know tomorrow I have to make a couple of bags because we're at the it's the do or die kind of get stuff out the door. I heard on the news last night that the government is possibly forcing Canada Post back to work until later in the spring.
Oh, later spring?
Yeah, like in May to resume they're forcing them back to work on their current contract to be renegotiated later in the spring, like in May.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So of course there's a lot of, I mean, I totally agree with the right to strike, but between both of them, they need to get their shit together because they're hurting a lot of A lot of small business, like a lot. They're talking like 1 billion in sales a day that small businesses are losing because of the strike.
Yeah.
Like I've been fortunate that I've been able to, ship most of anything, but the other problem is people just aren't buying because they don't know if they're
Mhm.
going to get their stuff, or they assume because of the strike that they can't get any of their stuff. So like I'm the same way. I haven't done any shopping online other than few things from Amazon because, you know, I don't
Yeah,
want it to get lost or whatever.
exactly. Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad they're going back, but at this point it's a little late. So
Yeah.
yeah, like it's a little late. But anyway, I digress. I have 2 orders that I have to fill and hopefully get out the door on Monday. So after that, it's going to be sorry about your luck, but you'll get it later. Well, everything's so overwhelmed, right? Like all the carriers are overwhelmed. They've stopped doing pickups if you're not on their regular route of pickup.
Hmm.
Luckily, I have a FedEx account, so I FedEx my stuff to Chit Chats, but every time I send a box, it costs me $30. That's out of my pocket, right?
Yes.
So,
Well, hopefully things will be
oh
back.
yeah, Cindy, that's right. Well, and like way up north, like that's their only means of getting anything, um, through Canada Post and, some areas in the Maritimes, like that's how all their stuff comes through. So, she was just saying about getting meds and whatnot. Yeah. Well, and there's people
Yeah.
relying on it for, checks coming in the mail. Like
Mm.
I know somebody who, has filed for their unemployment insurance. And when you start a claim through unemployment insurance, they mail you a code in order to go in and start
Yeah.
doing your reports. Well, 2 days before the strike happens and they mailed out your code, and now you're sitting here for, 6 weeks or whatever it's been waiting with no income.
Yikes. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that's yeah, it can really, really affect
Yeah.
people in different ways for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, it's kind of sad. I mean, I don't have an opinion one way or the other. The way we do things has changed, you know, as far as mail,
Oh,
because people like the letter mail is small and now parcel mail is big and things have to change with the times. So hopefully they can find an agreement that works for everybody.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, our Christmas card exchange is such a tiny, little, insignificant, not getting your Christmas card is not a big deal compared to your paychecks and
Yeah.
patient and, being totally cut off from any service. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, you can call in and get your code. Okay. But yeah, they'd have to somehow come up with new ways.
Yeah. I know he was gonna be calling them to find out what the heck.
But even just
So
trying to call, I mean, even on a good day, trying to call a government office is
yeah.
impossible. And then now all of a sudden, everybody who is relying on something by mail is going to be calling. I mean, like, that's just frustrating for everybody.
Oh, Nikki, yeah. Okay.
Oh, so that's how you, Nikki, because you're in yeah, see, that's right. If you're in the hospital. Yeah. So yeah, I guess
So
ways around.
Sally, the way most of the unions, the way most of them work, they get something called strike pay that's paid by the union. So you pay union dues with your paycheck every month. It's a very little bit of money. And if there's ever a strike, then you get what is like strike pay, and it's basically nothing. $50 a week or something, like it's very, very small. They do not get paid by the company or by their regular paychecks. No. It can be another season of well wishes. Absolutely. That's what I'm doing.
I'm
Well
gonna
wishes.
well wishes. That's right. I'm gonna send my cards out. Yes, as soon as it's possible. So,
Well, they're talking next week.
mhm.
So
Happy New
possibly if it gets approved.
Happy New Year. Does that
Are
look
you
like
done?
wishes?
I know. Measure it up against the other one. I know. Looks like it to me.
Gotta be pretty close, right? Ugh. I don't
I'd
know.
say. I don't know.
Maybe one more round.
One has weight hanging on it,
I know.
stretching.
I know. And I think I actually did a little bit more than 2 inches on the other end accidentally, which is not.
Actually, Sherry, they didn't get locked out. They threatened to lock them out, and then the union walked out on a full walkout the
Hmm.
next day.
Anyways, hopefully they get it all figured out.
Yeah,
Everybody's happy with the outcome.
I got to do it later. Missed something.
So, Cheryl, been watching Christmas movies?
No, I have watched none. I have to watch The Holiday soon, though. It,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
my favorite.
That would be fun. Yeah, you need to, I think you should fix that tonight.
I have been watching Vlogmas.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So um, most nights I will go on YouTube after I watch the news and stuff. And there's only a few I watch, like, you know, at the most, it's like an hour after I watch like the three or four that I'm actually
Yeah.
following.
Yeah.
Because,
That,
I have to watch Caroline.
yeah.
And I always enjoy to watch, um, oh my goodness, Sandy by the Lakeside in Toronto, because
Yeah.
she always has such a lovely Christmas vlogmas.
Yes.
And I watch, oh, Kim Bliss. She's over in the UK.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
like to watch her. Her channel is so she's a crafty business owner as well.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, you do that too, Cindy. And so she talks about businessy stuff, but she usually does her vlogmas on her crafty channel, but she's doing it on her business channel. So
Okay.
a little bit of business stuff, a little bit of Christmassy stuff, and she opens her advent, whatever. And then whatever else I, you know, feel like watching.
Well, that's all right. That's Christmassy. So,
That's right.
yeah. Oh, and Cindy says I just pick a random and
Pick a
watch.
random and watch.
There you go.
Exactly.
Oh, Jude says the Muppet Christmas Carol. The only Christmas prepared to die in this hill. Okay. Oh, that's funny.
That's cute.
Yes, I've been watching them every night. Um, that'll be yes, I'm
Yeah,
going out.
I haven't seen
So,
anything that's really caught my eye to watch yet. There was something on the Women's Network usually has something on most nights. Aren't they the Hallmark ones on the Women's Network?
yeah. Yeah.
And I think there was a Christmas movie on after the news last night. No, at 8 on CTV. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
All right. Well, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Sweet Skein of
Oh,
Mine. Yeah.
sweet stain of mine.
Yeah,
May-
there's a few. I just kind of I look in my subscription list and then I'll look in my, just randomly. Whatever.
Just
Elf, Die Hard, Gremlins. See none of those. Interest me. Elf is my least favorite ever Christmas movie. I am sorry, but
what?
who's the actor? What's his name?
Oh, Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I am not a fan.
I am not either, but I like him in Elf.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too much. It's like, yeah, it's too much. Not saying I don't like funny movies, but I really I can't like if it's just ridiculous, I can't watch it.
I like Elf.
Oh,
Okay,
see, good, Cindy. I don't feel so bad. That's like The Grinch is my daughter's favorite Christmas movie. And I
yes.
love Jim Carrey, but sometimes he's a little bit over the top too, and I just have to shake my head and say, "Oh, come on."
Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah. But I love
So
the
that's what I'm like with Elf. It's just like whatever.
Okay, so I have a question for Marianne. So I've seen the red one. No, I mean I have not seen it. I've heard people talking about it, and I saw that I think it's on Prime. Maybe never. I think Prime is that they said is now streaming because it was in the theaters just like a
What?
month. The red one.
The red one? Is that a movie?
But isn't it verging on like the side of like Die Hard? Like, isn't it maybe not so much, but I think because it really is Santa, like what Santa gets kidnapped or something. But um didn't they try to like kind of combine like a Christmas movie with an action film?
Oh,
So I don't know.
red one.
Oh yeah, isn't that The Rock? Or who?
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, oh, Diane says I love the red one. See, I think like when I think Christmas, right, I'm thinking elf, like I'm thinking cutesy, everything decorated like the North Pole
So
and
it looks like it's sort of like sci-fi, whatever. I mean,
yeah,
seriously, like look at the polar bears like wearing clothes. So,
I don't know. So it's definitely not my Christmas vibe that I usually go for.
oh,
But
Santa gets kidnapped.
yeah, but I don't know, maybe I guess I will not know unless I watch it. Santa gets kidnapped, it's action packed. So I mean, I think I need to go in there with an open mind, right? Because if I'm thinking it's going to be all hallmarky and decorated with snowflakes and gingerbread men and stuff, right? I'm going to be like, oh my God, this is the worst movie ever. So I just have to go in knowing what it's about and it's action. Okay, but it was funny. Okay.
I like the Christmas Chronicles movies with Goldie Hawn and
Kurt
what's
Russell.
his name?
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell, thank you, her husband. Anyway, it's super cute. I love all three of them, or however many there are now. Um, so this is funny. I can read this to you. It says when a villain kidnaps Santa Claus from the North Pole, an elf, ELF, standing for extremely large and formidable, operative joins forces with the world's most accomplished tracker to find him and save Christmas.
Okay.
So it sounds fun, to be honest.
All right. I guess I'm gonna have to watch it. Marianne
I
says it
got 4 out of 5 stars.
okay. Ends with Christmas spirit. So okay, I can maybe
Huh.
I'll watch it and report back.
Snow Miser, Heat Miser. Yeah, yeah. I like that one too. The Year Without a Santa Claus. I watched I'm really bummed out because I missed Frosty. It aired twice on NBC and I missed it both times.
Oh, shoot.
I did start watching Rudolph, but I got a little bored with that one.
Oh, did
I mean, it's cute, but it's so funny how times have changed since 1964, the original airing, because even the grown-ups and Santa picked on Rudolph, and I thought, how rude. You just wouldn't find that happening these days. We have grown.
that's true.
But I do love Frosty
I
and
like the
Karen. And Karen.
Whoville. Yeah, so since you were talking about Christmas Chronicles, Nikki designed her hat, Christmas Chronicles 2 beanie, if I remember correctly. It's cables. If you guys are looking for a quick knit, last minute gift, I would go grab it and knit it because I knit it and I loved it.
I had thoughts of that with the leftovers from my sister's sweater because when you knit it, did you not knit it in a color that was very similar to that, like an
I did.
icy blue color?
Yeah.
So every time I look at that yarn, all I think about is that hat you knit because I loved it so much. Can I knit it? Is it a heavier weight? Cast off, cast off.
I
Is
am.
it a heavier weight knit?
Yeah, I think it was worsted. I'm
Oh,
sure
it's worsted.
I'm sure it
I
was a
could double. I could double the yarn I have because it's really light.
I did it the yarn I didn't knit it out of a heavy worsted. I did it out of a Leo and Roxy yarn and
Oh, okay.
it was probably a light worsted. But
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll knit it then.
yeah,
I've decided I like that color.
it is very pretty.
I even liked it on me. I might have to knit the other yarn I bought.
Yep, yep, Nikki says worsted. Oh, classic tunes from back then.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh my gosh, I'm casting off. Stop, stop.
All right. Well, I hate to be the party pooper today, but I have to be somewhere
No, well, absolutely.
today.
I'm going to wrap up right now because I have to cast this off and I have to be somewhere too. I have a
Well, I
Christmas.
thought I had a half an hour before I had to leave, and then I got a message from the person that where I have to be, and she asked if I could come a little earlier. So that means I have to leave in the next like 15 minutes.
All right. Well, then, everybody, we are going to
Guess
go.
I'll,
It
I guess
is.
I'll have to get food on the go.
All right. Well, you have fun wherever you're off to. I'm heading to a knitting Christmas party, so it's going to be lots of fun. And I'm sure everybody else has got fun, maybe
I
holiday.
want to I want to go to a knitting Christmas party again
Well, you will next weekend.
next Saturday.
Yes. Yes. I know.
Next Saturday.
Time for all the Christmas party things. So, everybody, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us this morning and chatting and, knit some Christmas balls. They're a whole lot of fun. All right. Bye, Cindy. Bye, Diane. Oh, plays with William Prince. His Christmas album is really good, streaming on all the things. Oh my gosh. Okay, everybody, we need to go check out Marianne's son-in-law plays with William Prince. His Christmas album is really good, streaming all places. Okay, go check that out, everybody. Have fun,
Nice.
Marianne. All right. Bye, Mark.
Have a
Bye.
great week. Knit all the Christmas things.
That's right. I know. All right. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Look, casting off. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna find the button so I can end this, and then we can
Okay.
head out on our Saturday. Have fun, everybody. We will see you all next week.